Time travel. It's the subject of endless daydreams, mind-bending paradoxes, and countless science fiction films. But what if we could actually bend the fabric of space and time, as mind-boggling as it sounds? Well, let's ramble about it. Welcome to Shep Rambles, where I am Shep and I tend to ramble. About what? Anything. And everything. Do you like my green screen? It's so virtual. Alright, so let's pretend that one day you walk into a store or pull up, your Amazon account, and right there is this time travel section. There it is. Your very own personal time machine. For a hefty price, it's not going to be cheap or anything. But with this, you could zip back to ancient Egypt or Rome, or maybe visit the future to check out the flying cars, what year is it? We don't have flying cars yet, so I don't know. It may not wind up ever existing, like anyone can afford it. But anyway, it sounds pretty tempting, right? Kind of like Back to the Future. But what happens if time travel isn't just a concept, but an actual tool that we can all use? The consequences might be more complicated than we think. Let's take a look. A theoretical physicist at the University of Connecticut, Professor Ronald Mallett, has spent years exploring the possibility of time travel, driven in part by a deeply personal desire to go back and reunite with his late father. He claims to have developed an equation that could potentially make time travel a reality, at least in theory. But while Mallett's ideas are fascinating, they bring up some serious questions about the misuse of time travel, the potential for chaos, and whether or not it is even possible. Like, maybe a sports almanac? Mallett's claim to have cracked the code for time travel has made headlines, but he's met with skepticism. No, not at all. From much of the scientific community. The concept stems from Einstein's theory of relativity, which suggests that time and space are interconnected. In theory, the fabric of space-time could be manipulated to create loops. Sounds like quantum leap here. So in other words, that loop would allow us to travel backwards in time, or forwards in time, within your own lifetime. But that's still purely hypothetical. Some experts argue that even if you could theoretically create a time loop, the paradoxes and physical limitations would make actual time travel impossible. Now let's just think about what could happen if time travel were actually possible. Imagine for a moment, not only could you visit the past, but you could change it, alter the course of history, prevent tragedies, or maybe even try to undo some mistakes. Well, it sounds like a dream, right? But what if others had the same idea? In shows like Timeless, it's a great show, I love that show, the plot revolves around a secret organization that goes by the name of Rittenhouse. They use time travel to manipulate history for their own gain. A character travels back in time to stop them, raising the question, who gets to decide which parts of history should be erased or rewritten? Who holds the power to control the past? What gives them that authority? After all, if time travel is in the hands of a few, could they use it to alter history for personal or political gain? There's also the question of whether it's even possible to travel back in time. Okay, future me here. I found the explanation. Forgot to mention it back in the past, so here I am in the future explaining the whole reason that this professor thinks he's cracked the code. So remember, Mallett isn't talking about hopping in a DeLorean or, H.G. Wells' time machine and gunning it, to 88 miles per hour or anything. What he discovered was a mathematical pathway toward time travel. It's not a working machine, but it's the roadmap for one. So here's the gist. Mallet realized that if gravity bends time and light can create gravity, then a powerful enough ring of circulating laser beams could twist space-time into a loop. Not metaphorically. Literally, a loop in time. Imagine space-time as a giant cosmic pretzel. There's an idea for you. A cosmic pretzel. I need to do a cooking show and make a cosmic pretzel. Wow, the ideas that I get. Anyway, black holes twist it because they're massive. Mallet's idea, hey, what if we do the same thing, but with lasers? I think of this, and I think of Dr. Evil, where he wants sharks with fucking lasers. Anyways, what if we do the same thing with lasers and without accidentally destroying the planet? Well, his insight was that a circulating beam of light behaves like a tiny rotating black hole, mathematically. If the light is intense enough, it drags time along with it. If it drags it hard enough, the beginning and end of time in that region could touch, forming a loop. That's the code that he cracked. A mathematical blueprint showing that it's theoretically possible. Does it require more energy than every Starbucks espresso machine combined? Yep. Would it need to be the size of, well, probably not your garage? Yeah, probably. But in principle, it's supposed to work. Oh, that's my cue. The time law enforcement is approaching, so let's go back in time. But many scientists argue that while these ideas are mathematically sound, they don't necessarily hold up in practice. Some even say it's impossible to go back in time because the past has already been set in motion. History, in a sense, has already been written, and you can't change what has been done. However, you can travel to the future, and it's actually something that's been proven, in a way. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time moves slower for objects traveling at speeds closer to the speed of light. So, theoretically, if you could travel near light speed to a distant star and then return to Earth, you'd be ahead of everyone else in terms of time. You could essentially skip ahead into the future, though it's not exactly the kind of time travel that you see in movies, like Back to the Future. Great example. Great movie. Don't ever reboot it. Hey, let's give Mallet credit where credit is due. He's not just chasing after the impossible, he's chasing after something deeply personal, and that's what makes his story so compelling. While we might not be able to jump back in time just yet, Mallet's quest to revisit the past and the emotional drive behind it reminds us of the enduring power of hope, memory, and hey, let's face it, our never-ending desire to rewrite history. Or, if anything, relive those moments that first shaped us. So, what do you think about time travel? Do you have a favorite time travel movie, or perhaps a TV show, or perhaps within a TV show that has had time travel episodes? What are some of the ones that you like? Let me know in the comments below. I can tell you some of my favorites is Window of Opportunity by Stargate SG-1. Not exactly a time travel, but it's a time loop, kind of like Groundhog Day. So if you ever wondered about Stargate SG-1, you want to watch that episode. And if you like it, you'll like the rest of the series. That's all I got to say on that one. Great examples with Star Trek also. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think about time travel and everything like that. And hopefully, if you like this video, you'll click like, and be great. If you could click that subscribe button, and we can time travel to 10,000 subs. I don't know. It's been 12 years, and I'm nowhere close. But hey, it's possible. Maybe someone can time travel to the future and tell me how long it takes, if I even get there. But I don't know. Just let me know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a killer awesome day.